Since Liu Bei recruited Zhuge Liang, he handled many of his affairs for him. Shu Han became closely tied to Zhuge Liang, making it difficult for Liu Bei to disassociate himself even if he wished. Had Zhuge Liang accompanied Liu Bei at the Battle of Yiling, perhaps Liu Bei would have avoided such a devastating defeat. After the deaths of Guan Yu and Zhang Fei, Zhuge Liang exerted a significant influence on Liu Bei's decision-making, and Liu Bei heeded his advice, even going so far as to order the death of his own talented son. Furthermore, the deaths of several key generals were inextricably linked to Zhuge Liang. Had these generals survived, they would have become Liu Bei's formidable allies and strengthened the Shu Han. Unfortunately, Liu Bei mistakenly executed them. During his campaign against Izhou, Liu Bei befriended many ambitious individuals, including Zhang Run, a man of exceptional ability. While some may not be familiar with his name, everyone is familiar with Pang Tong, the Phoenix Child. It was Zhang Run who ambushed and killed Pang Tong at Luofeng Slope. Why did Zhang Run shoot Pang Tong? What extraordinary abilities did he possess? Zhang Run came from an aristocratic family, but their status in Izhou was low. Had it not been for Zhang Ren's youthful achievements, his family would have been different from ordinary people. As a young man, Zhang Run gained fame for his martial arts prowess, and his bravery quickly attracted the attention of local officials. Not only was Zhang Run exceptional in martial arts, but his character was also commendable. This earned him the attention of the local governor of Izhou, who appointed him to a position as a military officer. His rapid rise from the bottom such prominence demonstrates Zhang Ren's extraordinary ability. Furthermore, Zhang Ren was no mere rash man. His wits were equally remarkable. He was able to quickly decipher Pang Tong's supposedly brilliant schemes. When Liu Bei first arrived in Izhou, Liu Zhang was a loyal and honest man who deeply respected Liu Bei, even to the point of not wanting to kill him. However, in turbulent times, many things were beyond his control. Some close to Liu Zhang were also eyeing Liu Bei. Some suggested killing him and seizing his troops. But Liu Zhang, feeling he lacked the ability, rejected the proposal. When Liu Bei launched his army into Shu, Liu Zhang showed him great care. Liu Zhang was resting in Fuqing at the time, and upon hearing that Liu Bei was coming, he immediately wanted to go out and greet him in person. Zhang Song accompanied Liu Zhang and strongly supported his decision. However, Liu Zhang's advisor, Huang Quan, disagreed, suspecting that Liu Bei might stage a hongmen banquet to harm Liu Zhang. Liu Zhang insisted on going, and despite Huang Quan's pleadings, Liu Zhang remained unmoved. With a forceful tug, Liu Zhang ripped out several of Huang Quan's teeth. There was also a man named Wang Lei who had himself hung upside down from the city gate, a memorial in one hand and a sword in the other. When Liu Zhang, having escaped Huang Quan, reached the city gates, Wang Lei had his letter of remonstration delivered to him. He threatened to cut the rope with his sword and fall to his death if Liu Zhang insisted on proceeding. Liu Zhang, enraged, exclaimed, "Liu Yuzhou is a man of honor. Meeting with such a gentleman is a blessing. Why do you have to embarrass me?" Liu Zhang threw down Wang Lei's letter and fled the city, while Wang Lei cut the rope behind him. Meanwhile, Zhang Song had contacted Fa Zhang, who had also discussed matters with Pang Tong. They knew this meeting between Liu Zhang and Liu Bei was the perfect opportunity to deal with Liu Zhang, and they couldn't miss it. Pang Tong was confident his plan was foolproof. The Hongmen banquet, a common tactic since Xiang Yu and Liu Bang's banquet, had rarely worked against the Liu family, leading to a widespread belief that the Liu family was immune to the Hongmen banquet. While Liu Zhang harbored no murderous intent in hosting Liu Bei, Zhang Run and the other generals harbored murderous intentions. Zhang Ren stayed close to Liu Zhang, keeping a constant watchful eye on him. He warned him that Liu Bei might appear gentle, but he was actually strong and should not be underestimated. But Liu Zhang ignored their advice. Zhang Run, looking at his lord, couldn't help but sigh, as did the other generals. While Zhang Run and the others longed to strike first, killing Liu Bei at this point would be extremely disadvantageous. So they hesitated. Zhang Ren's subtle gestures were noticed by Pang Tong, and they realized something was amiss. In the turmoil of Izhou, the two leaders at the center of the conflict were both naive. Liu Zhang believed Liu Bei meant no harm, while Liu Bei, a fellow kinsman, couldn't bear to seize his legacy. However, under the machinations of Pang Tong, Fa Zhang, and others, Liu Bei was left with no choice. As the saying goes, courtesy should be reciprocated. Liu Zhang's banquet for Liu Bei naturally demanded a return. Pang Tong and his companions decided to take advantage of this return invitation to be hiding 100 men armed with swords and axes outside the tent, using Liu Bei's smashing of the cup as a signal. They would execute Liu Zhang directly, thus securing Izhou. However, this time, they did not arrange an ambush with swordsmen. Instead, while everyone was halfway drunk, Pang Tong had Wei Yan enter the tent to perform a sword dance, intending to seize Liu Zhang's life. The story of Xiang Zhuang's sword dance, aimed at the Duke of Pei, was well known. Pang Tong might have underestimated the generals surrounding Liu Zhang, believing they didn't understand the deeper meaning. However, Zhang Ren immediately saw through Pang Tong's plan and drew his sword to engage Wei Yan. Seeing Wei Yan unable to find an opening to strike, Liu Feng also drew his sword and joined in. Seeing this, Liu Zhang's men also drew their swords, and the atmosphere in the tent suddenly became tense. Liu Bei and Liu Zhang hurriedly called out to the crowd, and they withdrew. The banquet ultimately ended peacefully. leaving both sides with a sense of regret. Just days after Liu Bei arrived in Izhou, Zhang Lu from the north challenged him. Liu Zhang was forced to request an army to meet the enemy. Liu Bei, having come for this very purpose, naturally refused, and immediately that led his troops to Jiaming Pass. After Zhuge Liang arrived in Izhou, Zhang Ren's ruse was quickly exposed. Several generals worked together to capture him and bring him before Liu Bei. Liu Bei and Zhuge Liang initially considered keeping Zhang Ren with them, but Zhang Ren, lashing out with curses and refusing to surrender, preferred death. Zhuge Liang then suggested Liu Bei execute him. Although Liu Bei considered Zhang Ren a rare talent, he would not surrender, even if he was not killed. Furthermore, as the culprit behind Pang Tong's murder, killing him would be difficult. To appease the public anger, Liu Bei reluctantly ordered Zhang Ren's execution. Had Zhang Ren survived and joined forces with Guan Yu in Jingzhou, the fate of Shu Han might have been very different.